Supreme Court clears the way for Trump cuts to the Education Department. The Supreme Court agreed on Monday that the Trump administration can proceed with dismantling the Education Department by firing more than 1,000 workers. The order is a significant victory for the administration and could ease President Trump's efforts to sharply curtail the federal government's role in the nation's schools. The Trump administration has announced plans to fire more than 1,300 workers, a move that would effectively gut the department, which manages federal loans for college, tracks student achievement, and enforces civil rights laws in schools. The Education Department began the year with more than 4,000 employees. The administration also fired some probationary workers and offered employees the ability to resign. Altogether, after the terminations, the Education Department will have a workforce of about half the size it did before Mr. Trump returned to office. The move by the justices represents an expansion of presidential power, allowing Mr. Trump to dismantle the inner workings of a government department created by Congress without legislators' input. The firings will hobble much of the department's work, supporters argued in court filings. Particularly hard-hit was the department's Office for Civil Rights, which had 7 of its 12 offices shuttered. It comes after a decision by the justices last week that cleared the way for the Trump administration to move forward with cutting thousands of jobs across a number of federal agencies, including the Departments of Housing and Urban Development, State and Treasury. The order by the court was unsigned and gave no reasoning, as is typical in such emergency applications. No vote count was given, which is usual for emergency orders, but Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote a dissent, joined by the court's other 2 liberals, Justices Elena Kagan and Ketanji Brown Jackson. The 3 argued that Mr. Trump had overstepped his authority with his unilateral efforts to eliminate a cabinet-level agency established by Congress nearly half a century ago. Only Congress has the power to abolish the department, Justice Sotomayor wrote in her 19-page dissent. The court's decision, she wrote, would have severe consequences for the country's students by unleashing untold harm, delaying or denying educational opportunities, and leaving students to suffer from discrimination, sexual assault, and other civil rights violations without the federal resources Congress intended. The order is technically temporary, in effect only while courts continue to consider the legality of Mr. Trump's move. In practice, fired workers whom a Boston judge had ordered be reinstated are now again subject to removal from their jobs. Trump administration officials celebrated the court's decision, with Mr. Trump himself thanking the court on social media for a major victory to parents and students across the country. Follow, like, and share for more news updates.